So if I'm starting from scratch this year with just $1,000, this is how I would invest it. First thing first, I would want to make sure that this account is not meant to help me get rich quick, because I'm investing this $1,000, not trading $1,000. When you're both a trader and investor, you gotta separate your brokerage accounts. You cannot mix your stock investments with your stock trades. So you gotta have it separate. Stock trading account, stock investing account. So this $1,000 would help me get started in investing, just to let me experience what is it like being an investor and help me take my first step. Now, it's very important for me to set realistic expectations, because based on experience, the moment you want to chase quick money, get rich quick, the faster you lose money. And also based on my experience, the more unrealistic your expectations are, let's say for example, you want to grow this $1,000 account to 1 million this year, you're going to get emotional, you're going to cut losses when you're not supposed to, you're going to sell the stock when you're not supposed to. And then you're going to start comparing with people on social media. Why is it that he can flip 1,000 to 100,000 within 1 week? And that guy is a day trader. And also, it doesn't mean that if you set realistic, slow returns, mediocre returns expectations, means that your capital is going to grow slowly. No, because once you reach the stage where your money makes more money, your money compounds for you, that is when the exponential growth comes in. And why don't most people do it? Because it takes patience, which is boring. And then comes the second step. I'm going to allocate majority of my capital into the stock market ETF. So about 80% into ETFs, that's what I'll do. And then the third step would be the remaining 20%. Now, I would allocate this 20% into the stock market, to a forex market, to pick individual stocks, only once I have studied how to pick stocks properly, how to trade forex properly. So this 20% would be reserved for after I have educated myself, after I've invested in myself, after I've bought all the books and courses that I need. Then I could start picking companies with strong fundamentals, consistent cash flow. So do you realize it's flipped? Because a lot of beginners, they go into trading all in straight away, like forex trading straight away. And this is very dangerous because it requires so much time to really master trading and picking individual stocks to invest into long term. I read a book recently and it says that you gotta treat learning trading, investing just like any other profession. Most traders, investors approach investing and trading like, okay, I just learn a couple of topics for a month and then I can start. And then they wonder why they don't make money, right? The best traders that I know, they studied, learned, practice for at least 3 years. But if you want to shorten that learning curve, there are ways to do it, because way too many people, they learn trading the wrong way. Okay, I've already done a video on this. After this video, you can go watch it. And then the next step that I'll take is choose a proper investing platform, a proper investing broker. And because you're starting with $1,000 only, the more trading costs, trading commissions, trading spread will matter to you. Because if your broker charges you like high fees, then your small capital, by the time you make the profit, you can't see anything. And also you want a broker that would allow you to execute your orders almost immediately, because if it's super slow, it takes 3 working days for your order to be executed. Then by the time your order is filled, the price would be all the way up there when you want to buy over here. So good execution is very important too. But the most important thing is, of course, great regulation. Over the past 10 years of teaching, okay, I've been scammed myself, and that is not the best experience in the world. Back to my main point, which is a broker that's regulated by a good authority, okay? Not just any authority, because there are authorities in certain countries where it is very easy for the broker to get certifications, because the rules are not that strict. So it doesn't mean that if it's regulated, then it's good. So in Singapore, if you want to pick a good broker, it has to be regulated by Monetary Authority of Singapore. It's not easy for a broker to be regulated by MAS. So when they are regulated by MAS, there's a certain level of trust and also capital safety, meaning your money, okay? So one of the brokers in Singapore that's regulated by MAS is Longbridge Securities. And when it comes to trading fees, it is affordable for beginners. They offer lifetime $0 commission, 90 days $0 platform fees in US stocks, Hong Kong stocks, and also 0 commission for US options. And aside from Singapore stocks, you can also trade and invest in US stocks as well as global markets. You can also invest into ETFs. And if you are a new user of Longbridge Securities, you can get up to 1,366 Singapore dollars bonus if you deposit in January 2026. And you also can get free stocks like Nvidia stocks, Apple stocks. So this video is sponsored by Longbridge Securities, and I'll put the sign up link in the description below if you're interested. And with this broker, they also allow you to buy fractional shares. So if you don't have a lot of capital, then this is a good place to start. So the fifth step I would take is to regularly track my portfolio and adjust accordingly. Now, doesn't mean that I need to look at the charts all day, because as investors, we don't need to monitor the charts. In fact, the more we monitor, the more we will panic sell. Now, a lot of you investors, you know when to buy, but you don't know when to sell. And one mistake that a lot of investors make is that they sell when the price has went up. Just because the price has went up, then they sell. Now, you can understand that even though the price has went up, the intrinsic value of the stock, meaning the real value of the stock, can also go up along with it. The stock might have went up because they launched a great product, great service. It is priced in because of that. Does this mean that the stock doesn't have room to go up in the future? Not so much, because if this company is constantly innovating, constantly producing new products, new innovations, new services, then the price is going to continue to go up in the future, despite the fact that the P/E ratio is super sky high. So there are many criteria when it comes to when you should sell, when you should not sell. Okay, maybe I'll make a separate video on this. Let me know if you want a video just on that. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on this. So if you don't know anything about how to pick stocks, I have an introduction tutorial. I'll put it somewhere here on this screen so you can check it out. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.